MFA updates
Sawadika, welcome to MFA Update with me, Panik Nisha Grairuk. This is a weekly program that focuses on Thailand's international affairs and activities. This edition, Ms. Thida Sukhilab, the Director of ASEAN Economic Division, ASEAN Affairs Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand, discussing US-ASEAN Special Summit in Washington, D.C.
The foreign affairs that matter. Special guests from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is the MFA Updates.
สวัสดีค่ะคุณธิดา
สวัสดีค่ะคุณพนิษฐ์นิชา
So first of all, can you give us an overview of the ASEAN-US relations and how important is the US to ASEAN?
Yes, actually the ASEAN-US dialogue relations was established in 1977. Currently, ASEAN-US relations are quite strong and dynamic, especially in terms of economic cooperation and development assistance. Today, the U.S. plays an important role in ASEAN economy, both in trade and investment. We can see that despite economic impacts from COVID-19, the U.S. remains ASEAN's largest source of foreign direct investment and the second largest trading partner of ASEAN. On political front, ASEAN welcomes U.S. engagement with the region and U.S. constructive role, which contributes to peace, stability, prosperity in the region. On the other hand, for the U.S., ASEAN is vital to the U.S. Indo-Pacific strategy. So this is why the Biden administration also wanted to demonstrate the importance of ASEAN in this special summit. On economic front, the U.S. also recognized the importance of ASEAN as the world's fourth largest market that has created more than 600,000 jobs for Americans. And ASEAN also has the potential for U.S. companies to diversify their supply chain across the region.
Okay, thank you very much. And what is U.S.-ASEAN Special Summit? Why did the second U.S.-ASEAN Special Summit take place?
Actually, ASEAN-U.S. Special Summit is not different from other summits that ASEAN normally have with other dialogue partners. But normally a special summit between ASEAN and dialogue partner is held to commemorate special occasion of dialogue relations or to serve as an opportunity for dialogue partner to expand and deepen engagement with ASEAN. So this ASEAN-US Special Summit serves similar purpose. And for this second special summit between ASEAN and U.S., it was proposed by the U.S. side to enhance closer ties and reaffirm the U.S. commitment to ASEAN. It was also the opportunity to commemorate the 45th anniversary of ASEAN-U.S. dialogue relations. And the first special summit was held 6 years ago in 2016 in Sunnyland. But this special summit was held for the first time in Washington, D.C. At the summit, ASEAN leaders had the opportunity to engage with the U.S. President, the U.S. Vice President, Speaker of the House of Representatives, high-level officials from economic and climate agencies, as well as U.S. business leaders such as Boeing, Google, and Chevron. The summit's agenda also covers various issues ranging from pandemic recovery, climate action, clean energy transition, maritime cooperation, health security, and so on.
What issues did the Prime Minister emphasize to the U.S. President, and what roles did the U.S. expect from ASEAN?
Yes, the key message that the Prime Minister and other ASEAN leaders conveyed to the U.S. was the importance of U.S. constructive role in the region and the need for key players, including major powers like the U.S., to work together to promote peace, stability, and prosperity in the region. So at the meeting, the Prime Minister underlined the importance of peace and resilience in the region, as well as the need to enhance ASEAN's readiness to cope with new global challenges. At the meeting with President Biden, the Prime Minister pushed forward 3 priorities. First, the Prime Minister pushed forward for the promotion of U.S. constructive engagement with ASEAN and other key players in the region to create an environment conducive to the post-pandemic recovery. Second, there's a need to accelerate economic recovery and strengthen a resilient supply chain. So the Prime Minister invited the U.S. to invest and develop in high technology sectors in the region, including electric vehicles, smart electronics, biotechnology, and medical innovation. At the meeting, the U.S. also announced the so-called Trade Winds Business Forum, where U.S. will bring the biggest ever trade mission to Southeast Asia within next year, using Thailand as a hub for this mission. Third is the importance to enhance sustainable development through a transition to clean energy and low carbon society. The Prime Minister urged all countries to work together and adopt a balanced development approach, which is BCG economy model, which could be considered as a post-pandemic recovery strategy. The Prime Minister also expressed Thailand's readiness to work with the U.S. as the next APEC host after Thailand to advance this agenda also. Besides that, the Prime Minister suggested that ASEAN and the U.S. further enhance economic ties to address the current challenges and economic uncertainties arising from international conflicts, including energy crisis, inflation, and supply chain disruption, which directly affected people all over. Lastly, your question regarding the U.S. expectation on the roles of ASEAN. Well, the U.S. wish to see deeper and more comprehensive dialogue relations with ASEAN, and to see ASEAN at the core of U.S. Indo-Pacific strategy in promoting an open, inclusive, and rules-based regional architecture.
And finally, what are the key deliverables of the second ASEAN-US Special Summit 2022?
The first key deliverable is the clear message that the Biden administration wanted to demonstrate is to reaffirm U.S. support for ASEAN centrality in the regional architecture, while aligning its Indo-Pacific strategy with ASEAN's outlook on the Indo-Pacific, which is AOIP. And in terms of practical cooperation, the U.S. announced a new financial package worth over $150 million to expand engagements with ASEAN in the areas of climate action, education, maritime cooperation, and health security. These areas of cooperation are also in line with Thailand's priority to push forward a robust post-pandemic recovery and resilient growth. This new financial package also complements the previous amount of $102 million that the U.S. announced last year. For the outcome document of this special summit, ASEAN and U.S. leaders adopted joint vision statement stating their shared commitment to enhance ASEAN-US relations in various aspects, including post-pandemic recovery, climate action, maritime cooperation, digital development, education and training, and also to establish a comprehensive strategic partnership in the future. Comprehensive strategic partnership is the end goal of ASEAN dialogue relations, because normally dialogue partner of ASEAN is able to request to have a comprehensive strategic partnership with ASEAN. And on the regional and international issues, both sides exchange views on issues of mutual concern such as situation in Myanmar, Ukraine, and South China Sea, whereas ASEAN wish to see more U.S. constructive role in this matter. President Biden also announced the nomination of new U.S. ambassador to ASEAN. This position had not been appointed for quite a long time in the past 5 years. Well, in conclusion, the special summit provided opportunity for the U.S. to reaffirm commitment to ASEAN under the Indo-Pacific strategy and to enhance engagement with ASEAN. On the other hand, it provided the opportunity for ASEAN to push forward the U.S. constructive role in advancing a resilient recovery and sustainable growth, as well as fostering an environment conducive to peace, stability, and prosperity for the region.
All right. Thank you for joining us. ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you very much, Ms. Thida Sukhilab, the Director of ASEAN Economic Division, ASEAN Affairs Department, for more detail about U.S.-ASEAN Special Summit in Washington, D.C. And don't forget to follow the YouTube channel MFA Thailand and Facebook page FM88 Radio Thailand English for more updates. See you again. Until next time, I'm Kimmy or Kim Panik Nishagrayerk. สวัสดีค่ะ
MFA updates